Hi, good evening, everybody. Welcome to our live interview by Mom's Village. Today we have Ms Thiles, founder of TAC ONE STOP SOLUTIon. Hi, Thiles. How are you?
Hi, I'm good, Rose.
So, how is your day been today, being a Friday?
It was a bit hectic because I had online sessions on, but okay, still surviving.
Okay, that's nice. Okay, thank you very much for joining us and spending time with us. I really, really appreciate it. So, thank you so much. And today, it's going to be a bit of a different kind of industry that you're going to be in. So, all our participants is going to actually have more insights about what are you actually doing because it's when it comes to tax and accounts, a lot of us find it jargons. A lot of us finds it as a taboo, and for us, it's always something that oh my god, what is she talking about? But for you it's something that you just go in and out and every single thing is just it's just like a daily life, like how digital marketing is for me, you see. So we are very interested to know more insights about it, so thank you very much for joining us. So your first question will be, please tell us about you and your business.
Okay, thank you so much, Rose. Okay, I'm actually the founder of TAC One Stop Solution. I've been doing tax, bookkeeping, and also audit as part of our services. Basically, I'm actually doing most of my source of clients are actually from tax advisory and compliance. So we specialize in that. So we do extend our services to accounting and also bookkeeping. Okay, being a founder, I actually have, I'm not alone. I have a team that works for me, and we work together. Lah. What I mean is, we have a professional team that we work together, and they are all my partners. So we are all individually in charge of one aspect of service. But I am actually a licensed tax agent, which means I am not a freelancer. I'm registered under the Lembaga Hasil Dalam Negeri. So normally any updates, any insights, we will be the first one to get it from the income tax. And of course, the source that comes from us is definitely 100% validated by Lembaga Hasil Dalam Negeri. So that's about me.
Hmm.
It's mostly about numbers lah, like what Rose said. I've been doing this for more than 10 to 15 years. So my experience is purely on tax planning and also tax advisory and compliance.
Okay, thank you very
So
much. Sounds so complicated already.
okay, I'll try not to complicate it, just to make it a simplified version.
Okay, thank you for that, Dilesh. Okay, my next questions to you is going to be, I'm sure while in a working environment, working for somebody would have made your life very easy, but you made a choice to do something on your own. It's a big decision I'm sure you would have made after making a lot of consultation from everybody. So what inspired you to come out of your comfort zone and be an entrepreneur, Dilesh?
Okay, yes, it's true. It's not a very easy decision, especially in my industry, because I mean, the gospel truth is, when you talk about accounts and bookkeeping and taxes, of course, the priority is, people look for like, they always want like Chinaman to do their accounts, and things like this. So while I was working in a corporate industry, I used to always have this thought that, I should one day own my own practice and I should give, it's not purely to earn any profit, but it's to just service the community because what inspired me actually is about few years down the road, I used to actually help out to do some, so-called government projects to actually nurture these single moms, who do
Mm,
home-based business from, from their small capacity So I
Okay.
was there to actually help them to see how we can financially sustain their business. This,
Mm.
we are not talking about those mom who's got any financial aid or funding from the government. So when I used to work with them, I just used to do it as a project lah. And I used to help one of my colleague of mine. So we used to do costing for them, and then we used to help them just to see how can they sustain in the near future, with not much of resources and funding. So
Okay.
that part actually caught my attention in the sense that a lot of single moms down there are actually struggling. They're actually struggling very badly there because they don't have any sort of funding or any sort of help from anybody. So I so I used to think that, who is going to give a helping hand for these ladies, if we are actually going to sit down here and only wait for the fundings to come in. Yes, I mean, we don't want the fundings, but we need to do the base, right? We need to help them. And it's sadly that each and every mom actually had a skill with them, but they
Mm.
were not able to nurture the finance part. They were not able to know whether their costing is right or wrong. They were only put into the situation when things arise, when things did not take the right turn. So that is what basically inspired me. I mean, obviously, it's not because I'm an Indian or whatever, said and not. It's just to help those, mothers and, single parents to, come up with something in terms of costing. So we were like, in terms of designing some, framework for them, and providing them some templates to see whether how far can they sustain with their home-based products. So this is what
Mm.
actually basically inspired me to run my own, consultancy firm to nurture, which I'm still doing it as part of my social work, which I don't charge those who
Mm.
really, really need my help, you know. So this is one of it that actually really took me to the next level that I should invest and, try to do something for myself. So I would say that that was one of my, thing that motivated me lah to start my own practice.
Okay, that's very interesting. I mean, it's really an inspiring story, Dilesh. I didn't know the story behind you. So I guess we have made a very big impact in a lot of people's life. Okay, so what's is finally here after juggling with a lot of things? I'm going to add what's into
Okay.
our chat. Just give me a minute. Hi, what?
Hi, hi, hi. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can
Yes,
hear
I
you.
can.
You can
All
bring
right, so
your screen.
sorry.
Ah, okay, boleh.
So now, better?
Better.
All
Okay,
right,
cool.
so hi,
What?
Thilace.
Hi,
Congratulations
what?
for
Hi.
joining us.
Yes, yes, I remember Thilace very well, and I recall her passion of how she wants to empower the startups and home-based entrepreneurs to be what do you call that? Can you tell me the word to be well versed in bookkeeping and all that, which is so important. All right.
Yeah.
I think you're doing a good job. Keep up the good job. Right. So where are we right
Mm.
now?
Okay, I have done question one and two. Now we are doing question three and four. To you, what?
All right. All right. Okay. So she must have asked you what have inspired you to come out and start your entrepreneurship journey towards financial
All right.
independence, and self-sustainability, and all that. But now, how did starting up all this change your life for better?
Okay. Of course, I had a lot of questions. I mean, I threw a lot of questions in myself because, as you know, I'm also a mom and I have two small, very small toddlers. So, I always had this question for my mom, my mother-in-law, that are you sure? Are you sure you can manage? Because, it's not an industry. It's a very niche industry where you need to keep up with the tax, rules and regulation, and you need to constantly learn. So that needs a lot of time management and dedication, because when you have given your word to your client that you need to do this, you need to do the submissions. So it's a lot of like a rat race every day, and I'm running behind all the legislation, and the minute the government imposes anything, we are the next person online to call and find out whether is this true, is this true, is this true. So, it's like constantly the stress is on us because we are the appointed tax agents and we need to deliver the right and the correct fact to the client. So it was a bit hard in terms of juggling, but I think of course if I wouldn't have got any support from my back end, I definitely wouldn't be able to do this. So I think it's
Right.
something that driven me to do it because I wanted to do it.
Right, that's great. I think that's the key point. We always ask, why do you do what you do? What is that drive? Because
Exactly.
I can, we can just decide that I am not going to do this. I can just be at my comfort zone and not do it because it feels good to be in comfort zone, extremely good. But that anxiety that you feel the moment right before you take the first step is the best moment.
Exactly.
And after that, nothing stops us. Right. And I think all this has impacted on many aspects of your life. But of course, because I'm a strong advocate of financial independence, I want to know what is financial independence? What does financial independence means to you? What does it mean to you?
Okay, financial independence for me, right? It means actually it's very, very important for me, honestly, because it's nothing to do with whether you are married or you're single. Because I always believe that as a woman, I should have the power, I should have the authority of deciding on what I want to spend, on what I want to
Absolutely.
buy. So it's not about, and then I also grew in an environment where I don't feel comfortable always going to my spouse and asking for something, or even to my dad and asking something. So at a very young age, I always nurtured my mind that I need to have the power of my own money. I need to have value for it. So my mom will always tell me why like we come from a background where my mother-in-law will tell me that no, it's okay, your husband is earning and all. It's nothing to do with your husband is earning or your father is earning. It's what I earn impacts and actually contributes to my value. So I look at gender. I also feel that, I mean, I might be wrong, but I also feel that it's also contributes to gender equality because we are able to provide at least something, at least a passive income to contribute to our family chores.
I think
We should go out from the thing that, women should not give money or women should not, support. We should definitely, it's not we should, we must move out from there.
I think that has been very long conditioned with us. We said,
Exactly.
after you get married, you'll be taken care by, very well
Yes.
taken care. And I think that mindset has been ingrained in a lot of us, including me. I would say, at one point of
Yeah.
time, at one point of time of my life, I thought that I am well taken care of, but it changed. It changed for a lot of
Yeah.
reasons. It changed because it doesn't have to happen to me. It can happen to anyone. All
Yeah.
right. And that financial independence doesn't mean more money. It means perhaps I can bring this in a piece of cake. I bring the extra icing, or perhaps in that extra money means I am able to decide for myself. I have authority to fund for myself, or even as basic as paying the meals that I eat. For
Exactly.
me, I run the campaign called 10 ringgit Zero Mall. I keep saying that
Yes.
10 ringgit is just enough for you to order that one bandung syrup and one nasi lemak. If I cannot even pay for myself for that meat that I'm going to buy for myself, I would feel very, very bad for myself and for everyone
Exactly.
else. Right. Now, moving forward, I know that all this you have developed a few programs, plans, workshops for your company. But can you tell me more about your best selling service or your product?
Okay, when you say right, okay, ours is a niche market. So why clients choose me is because I give a lot of tax planning and business account solution, which it's quite different from others because it's like normally when you engage someone, they just do your accounting, then bookkeeping, and then they do your returns. That's about it. But normally, what do I do is before the client even engage me, I will just tell them that why don't you have a chat with me first, let me know what is your business plans. Let me tell you whether this is what is required or it's not required. Thereafter, you can move on to engage me. So I provide more consultancy services.
Right, right, right. So, do you also tailor make? Of course, I hate accounting. I really hate numbers. Okay, I'm so sorry to tell you, but really, I hate numbers. But of course, thankfully, Rosalind is. She's. I don't know if she's in love with it, but she's better versed than me, definitely.
Definitely not in love with it.
And that compliments me very well. Yeah. All right. So, and do you also cater for folks, homepreneurs who don't have the basic knowledge of accounting? For me, even that what are the receipts I should keep and all that. Do you provide that solutions for that category in a layman term?
Yeah, you see, what I'm doing now in this MOC period is focusing to this. I'm doing a very layman session for non-financial entrepreneurs. So
Right.
basically, what I'm trying to tell them is, you are the business owner. Before you even engage an accountant or a bookkeeper, you need to know the basic, because a lot of owners, they don't know what is their basic. So they say, oh, I've done my bookkeeping, I've given my accountant. Yes, I do understand you've given accountant, but do you know what is bookkeeping? So I run this online workshop, which is, it has got nothing to do with accounting jargons, purely in a layman term, which you will understand the very basic of bookkeeping, accounting, and you'll be even able to just do a very quick calculation of your tax.
Yeah, that is great. I think
Yeah.
for what do you call that? Starting up accounting for uh,
Yeah.
dumps like me, noobs like me. Perhaps I should attend one of your classes as well. So I think that's also very important because there's a lot of because we at Mom Solution we want women to be financially independent, and this
Correct.
is one of the segment that we teach them in our Startup One Meetup Mompreneur incubator program that we have. Right. Next question is by Rosalind. Let's give Rosalind the privilege of asking you this question.
Okay, Tilesh. Yeah. And I would urge, before I ask her that question, I would urge whoever would like to know anything about accounts and taxation, this is the time. Ask her. You can give the expertise answer like just live. She's live. This you won't get this chance. So ask her. And second, whoever starting business or just in business started and you have never submitted your tax or accounts or anything, please speak to her, attend to her basic class that she's having now. Layman term. Not many people does that. Remember the word layman term. You will love it when you understand what is bookkeeping all about. Okay. So Tilesh, what is that one advice you will give to the homepreneurs?
Okay. Actually, I got so many advice, but I'll summarize it in one. Okay, what I always believe, right? If you're a homepreneur, right, do it now. Whatever you have in hand or whatever you've been thinking, right, I think you should just do it now. It's either you give it a try or you will never do it in your life. This is specifically for women. I'm going to be a bit biased because we are like, every other thing will actually take priority, and we will say that, oh, we will do it tomorrow, we will do it now. So the
Agree.
two main thing that we need to tell ourselves is, no, I need to do it now. And the second
Yes.
thing is, it doesn't matter. If we fail, we fail. But the vital thing is, we keep trying until we achieve it. Even if it
Yeah.
doesn't achieve it also, it's okay. At least, right, we have tried something. And the
So it
third
feels like
thing,
hearing all my quotes over from another
Exactly.
person.
well, because this is my personal experience. Honestly, this is my personal experience because, of course, when you want to do something like that, everybody will say a lot of things, and there are only few of them will encourage you and say, "Go for it. It doesn't matter if you fail. It's okay. You can always do something else." And the other thing, the key thing I learned in myself is, you have to invest in yourself. Self investment is the key of growth. Because if you don't invest in yourself, you will never ever allow anything to take place. I can tell you this very honestly. If you're going to just sit down there and think that, okay, I will do this someday, I'll start this tomorrow, I will go on next week, it will never ever happen. I still remember when I was in maternity and I had to get back to work, and my boss just gave me a call and said, no, you have to come. And I just left everything and I went. everybody's like saying, hello, you're not supposed to go. Because the thing is, I had my passion on my job. So it is something that I decide that I need to do it. So I'll go for it. So I would just say, I understand a lot of taxpayers used to come and tell me, oh, I know my first year was bad and all this. Rome was not built in a day. Everything is
Yeah.
bad. Everybody starts, zero. Everybody starts in a very bad loss. But I believe that the key growth is we need to invest in ourselves. Someday we will definitely make it.
Absolutely.
So I always tell
Absolutely.
that
Absolutely.
to my taxpayers, to my whoever that I meet, I will say that it doesn't matter whether you're cooking from home or you're doing some handcraft or you're actually designing something. Just do it with 100% dedication and passion in what you have. That's when you can only succeed. If not, you cannot blame anybody else. It's your own failure at your own doorstep.
Correct.
Exactly. Well
Absolutely.
said.
Yeah, I
Well
think she
That's
said.
what I
just put it
mean.
all in compact into that
Yeah.
one question, one answer of yours.
You get what exactly people need to hear. Good job on that. And it's really well said. Okay.
Absolutely, absolutely.
So let me just see if there's any questions from anyone before
If
we
there's
go
no
into
question,
the.
I am going to ask you one question, Tilesh. Why is it so important for me to keep all those bills and receipts, even the receipts that I buy one, what they call it, one nails or one pin drops, or even teardrops or whatsoever. Why is it so important to keep each of that bills? I mean,
Okay.
I'm just a homepreneur. I'm just doing business from home. Who cares about it?
Yeah, you're
Why do
right.
I need
You're
to
right.
do it?
Okay, so I think you have heard this. Okay, see, we have started on self-assessment system by the Lembaga Hasil, which means that we do the assessment and we declare the tax. So, which means the government has actually said that the burden of proving is actually on the taxpayer. So, for example,
Mhm.
you might not get audited now, maybe 1 year down the road or 2 years down the road. But when you get audited, you will have to vouch for those figures that you have imposed in your profit and loss account, which means basically in your accounting. So, if you come up to me saying that, oh, I don't have this, I don't, yes, now the officers are a bit flexible in terms that they will go case by case basis. But if the figures are immaterial, it's still okay, acceptable. But if you don't have it and you repeatedly do it for a couple of years, then they will definitely impose a fine on you because you need to validate. You see, if you're telling me you're home based, yes, I understand a lot of people are from home based. But how do I validate that those expenses that has been incurred is in the production of your income? Right? So you need to give a bracket to the government to prove it that as a taxpayer, yes, this portion was spent for my business. So
Or
that's the
even if
reason.
I'm not a taxpayer, even if I'm not paying the tax, I need to declare that.
Yes. You see, you have two things. Whether you are a if you are a Malaysian resident, you are definitely a taxpayer. If you have not registered, please do register. For whatever reason is it, you don't have to pay tax, it's fine. But compliance, you have to submit the tax form. That is very, very crucial. And knowing this MOC period, you see a lot of subsidies are out, a lot of grants are out. Now you're coming and searching for, documents and all these things. So there is a reason why this compliance has to be done by every taxpayer. Because
I
now the
agree.
rules has become very stringent. That they are no more giving us leverage saying that okay, you don't know, you did a mistake. Because everything you are going to pay a very hefty sum of penalties, and there is no flexibility in that. But the government has been very nice because they give us a voluntary disclosure. They say come forward, do submission. So I think as taxpayers we must be aware of this, and we shouldn't live in that bubble that oh, I don't know about this, I'm not too sure about that. This kind of things that I still do get. So I'll say you're a taxpayer, you're self-assessed by yourself, and you're a Malaysian tax resident, so you need to know all this compliance.
Right, that's a very great insight on why I need to do it. Also, adding on, if I'm doing a home-based business, moving on, I can even start up something a little bit more bigger. At that point of time, when I want to apply for loans from the any agencies, banking agencies,
Yeah.
this will be very, very helpful because it means my income has been declared, and especially for women, if they are in a crisis, rebuilding their life, this will be very, very in hand when they are hit
Yes.
with crisis. So I would absolutely advocate, push everyone to go for Chile's class and learn the basics of how to do the basic bookkeeping or declaring tax and
Yeah.
so on. Very good insights on that, Chile's. All right, so are we moving on to
No,
our
I have a question, Dilesh.
Yep.
So a part of my digital marketing class, right? I do speak about SSM. I do speak about taxation. I do tell them the importance of why do you need to have a proper bookkeeping. I was told that if you have been investigated, they can go back for 12 years. Is that true?
Yeah, it is true. Because
So
if
what?
investigation is totally different from tax audit. There's two
Okay,
different things. Okay,
okay.
investigation merely comes up from whistleblowing, or they have found some information about you. So that goes under the investigation panel, which is totally different from the normal tax audit. Tax audit in our public ruling, it says that they can go up to 5 years, but
Mm,
investigation, there is no years. They can actually go to 12. They will come back to you even the following year.
okay. So what do you suggest? How long an a homepreneur or a startups to keep their accounts compilation of the receipts?
Okay, I would
Sometimes year by year it's go file by file is there and it's just collecting dust. We just don't know when are we supposed to discard it or just keep it
yeah.
forever.
Yeah. Okay. I would suggest this is a very common question, but normally I would actually suggest this to be practiced in a sense that you see the income tax rule says that you need to keep your records for 7 years, but
Mm,
we have personally encountered where taxpayers are audited beyond 7 years. So I
mm,
would suggest a minimum 7 years is compulsory. If
mm,
you were to go back after the 7 years, right? Maybe you can, if you are able to tabulate those expenses in a form of Excel sheet, it will be good.
mm,
And if you feel your receipts are, shading away, for a
mm,
start, what you can do is just write it down. Use a black pen or red pen, write it down and photocopy. I mean, that's the
mm,
least we can do lah. Because you see, sometimes when we go, we also use statute bar in the sense that we will have a discussion with the panel of officers and tell them that, okay, it's like a couple of years, depending on the severeness of the taxpayer's case lah. But if you have very bad records, then sorry lah, I can't help you with it lah.
yeah, lah.
Exactly.
Okay, okay. Thanks, Dilesh. Because I get this kind of questions in my class. People ask, why must I keep? Sometimes it fades away. There's no information there. I'm just keeping a paper. How long you want me to keep it? So I guess I'm going to also ask all my previous participants to listen to your interview so they have the exact insights of
Yeah.
what they need to do. Okay, so thank you
Yeah,
very
I
much.
also want to add on just as Rosalie has mentioned. What about those receipts that has been the heat materials? It just get once off after a few years. So I think, do we need to photocopy that and keep it, or you can just there's no details
Um,
on it anyway? How do you
okay.
actually
Like what I said,
document that?
it depends on the amount. If the amount is too huge, then you need to actually relatively do something to prevent that from being shaded or to lose the document. But if it's not that material, then the officer she might be a little bit flexible to let it go. So it
Mm,
depends on your business expenses actually.
okay, thank you so much. Thank you so much for all the insights that you have shared with us. So now we are moving into the most juicy part of the interview, which is the
Yeah,
rapid fire.
yeah,
So
our favorite part.
I'm going to tell the same thing to you. I won't send you a hamper, but we will definitely have a coffee date after the MCO over. All right?
Definitely. Okay.
Okay. What would you like to go ahead first?
Yes, yeah, sure. All right. So, I think the most beautiful asset a woman has is her smile, right? So, I want to know what makes you smile.
Okay. What makes me smile? Okay. I think I decided to be happy, so I start smiling lah.
Right. So
Because
anything
it,
that makes you
it,
smile, just smile.
it's very rare women always smile, because we are always into some dilemma, and our emotions are always put in place all the time. So there's someone told me that, once when I met her, I said, how come you're always smiling when you have so much of problems in you? She said, because I decided to be happy, so I decide to smile. So,
Ah, that's
that
amazing.
really caught my attention. Like, yeah, she's right. Who decides? We decide, right? If I'm happy, I'm smiling. So, I just got that in my mind, and it just never went off.
Right. So I think a lot of us will also capture that in our mind because I will decide when I will
Yeah.
smile. So who decides? It's just within us. It's amazing. All right. So the next question is talking about smiling. What about the laughing out loud? Like when was the last time you laughed out loud?
Okay,
Lol.
that's a bit I think, because my job is like, I'm quite stressed. So I laughing out loud is actually, I can't really remember when was the last. Maybe there was like a few years, 4 years back or what, before I had my first child or what. Maybe, I was too relaxed and all that. After that, I don't remember laughing out loud. I do it with my mom. I'm very close with my mom. So if she cracks a joke, then yes, maybe I would have. But most of the time, I'm a bit stressed, with deadlines and all these things. So I would not, simply say. It took some time back lah, to laugh out loud.
All right. That's great. That's great. Good question. So over to you, Rose, for the next question.
Yeah, when I first saw Dilesh, so I had this woman doesn't laugh, is it? She just looks so strict. Until I got to know her, then I realized, okay, she does
See, that's
laugh.
what numbers happen,
Yeah,
makes people
Yes.
do, they become the number face person, like they're so strict,
exactly.
and I used to be afraid of my maths teacher, so I think that applies to anyone who deals with numbers. You guys have to like
Yeah,
really
I saw
true,
that in
true.
Dilesh, so I knew.
let
Okay.
laugh.
Okay, and well, before we go ahead, Rekha and Jessica say hi.
Hi, hi.
And okay, if Dilesh, if given a choice, right,
Mm.
what are the two things that you would like to change about yourself?
Okay, the two things about me is, yes, I get stressed out, because
Mhm.
I always set my mind that I have my own internal KPIs that I fix for myself. I think I have to be a little bit loose on that. And the second thing is to laugh out loud, because I mean, I do get that comment sometime, from my sister. She says that you just look so stressed all the time. Is there any time that you will just, like, laugh out loud and be a little bit crazy? So I think these are the two things that I really need to change,
But
hopefully.
we should have a session in MB after all settled, no day to laugh out loud.
Yes,
I think
yes,
we'll have a lot of
definitely.
participants.
But I think after the
Definitely.
MCO, we will go bonkers lah with my two boys. Definitely, I'm going to laugh out loud.
Yeah,
Oh,
definitely. First thing first, get out of the
yeah.
house.
Yes,
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
I agree with you all. I just can't wait for that too. Okay, my favorite question: Facebook or Instagram?
For me, it's definitely Facebook.
Mm.
See, I always tell these girls, just like, what? You have to post on Insta. I said, I don't even know where the tabs are on Insta. Where do I even
Yeah,
find this? It's so
yeah,
complicated. The Facebook is
Yeah,
just so
yeah.
easy. Write it
I tell
down
my
and
class,
post it.
I
yeah.
tell my
Because
class at 9 o'clock. You will know where he's at and why you should be
All right.
posting in Insta.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Cool. So let's join her class.
Yeah.
Okay. Now this is my favorite one. Okay.
okay,
Bedtime or me time?
I would prefer me time actually, because I hardly get to do that. So whenever I get an opportunity, sometimes I feel that I should have a lot of me time rather than bedtime, because I hardly sleep. You see, so me time is the best for me.
Right. That's amazing. So what do you do at the me time? You want to give out some
Uh,
tips?
I basically, if I'm really, really stressed and I need the me time, I will go and get my favorite ice cream. And then basically, I'll chase everybody out from the house. And then I'll sit in one
Okay.
corner and just have my ice cream.
Wow,
Okay.
sounds so heaven. I used to do that. So
That
everyone,
is my me time.
I will just
Everyone
hide inside the car with a McD Sunday coat, the chocolate
yes,
Sunday, and
yes,
yeah, I will never let anyone come near me, including my kids and my husband. So just sit in the
Exactly,
car and
exactly.
finish it off, and you throw it outside so that there's no evidence, and you come
Yeah,
in.
yeah,
Right?
exactly.
Okay,
that's
cool.
my best deliver too.
Excellent. Excellent. Yeah, we need to survive. It's okay. All
Yeah.
right. All right. So, and my another favorite question is, tell me that one thing that makes you feel sexy.
One thing that makes me feel sexy, yeah.
Don't tell me it's
Mm,
numbers.
no, no, definitely, it's not numbers. I am actually one thing that makes me sexy. It's a bit hard to think about that unless I must ask my husband lah. What he
Sure.
feels whether I'm sexy or not. I'm not sure because I'm always
Yeah.
dealing with numbers and my my that look that like what Rose said. Everybody looks at me and says that you know
But Tilesh, we don't want to know the hidden secret of sexy.
No,
We
just
want
you.
sexy, even a smile can be sexy.
yeah, that's right.
Intelligence
Maybe my
can be
Yeah,
sexy.
smile lah.
we are so lucky she didn't give out details. Delays, no
Exactly.
details.
Probably the husband would have heart attack in the webinar. Oh my God, my
Ex-
wife is
Exactly.
All right, all right.
okay.
So yeah, do you want to
Uh,
tell that one thing?
yeah,
I
the
think
one
maybe
thing, that one thing, I'm sure you have.
Is that when you
mm,
have that on, you feel just wow.
I can't figure out anything like that. Maybe it's just my smile, which I do it more often nowadays compared to those days. So I get a lot of compliments saying that okay, I think you should smile more from my clients. So I feel that okay.
Okay, all right, that's a good one.
Yeah, that's nice.
Okay, over to you, Rose.
Okay, all right. This is very interesting. We have heard so many visions from other inspiring ladies. I would love to hear this from you. The one thing about women that the man need to know.
Okay. I think a man will need to read uh, not read in between the lines. The man should read a woman actually, because they say we are very complicated. It's not easy to to read us, and they have a lot of this kind. And I'm just saying this as a general term lah. I think if they really can read us, they will know what makes us happy, and just give that lah. That's all.
Again,
Good,
good
good.
job.
So
just
simple.
let us be what we want, and do not put any boundaries or restriction, any regulation that we should go by this, we go by that. So I think I've learned this very much because I mean it's very important, especially if someone like me who wants to do this kind of business nature. If I don't have the support, I don't think I'll be able to do this, with those no restriction and freedom given to us. So I think they should just read us, not read in between the lines, read us, what we actually want.
Absolutely, absolutely. I always tell do not do anything to your wife that you won't want another person to do it to your daughters.
Exactly, exactly, exactly.
All right,
Great.
cool.
Thank you. Thank you. That's great. Okay. And my another golden question to you is, who inspire you the most?
Okay, who inspired me the most is my mom. Definitely my mom. Because she used to always tell me that she did not work and she was a housewife. But from day one, she used to always tell me, look, Tilis, even the $10, but those days was $5, lah, she used to say, even the $5 you should earn. You shouldn't be going back to anybody and asking, Papa, I want $5. Anna, I want $5. Then later on to your husband. So she was my main motivation, lah, I would say. She was the one who was behind me, pushing me and saying that it's okay, you can go. It doesn't matter, even you have kids or you have failed or you're not going to do this again, just move forward. So she always kept saying this, and it started playing in my mindset from a very young age. So I have to be financially independent. I have to earn my own money. I had to have the freedom. So I would say she was my motivation all the way, even up to today also. And of course, I mean, my other now is my better half lah, because he used to always push me. Sometimes I'll relay back and say that, okay, I'll do it tomorrow. Then he'll say, no, you're not doing it tomorrow. You're doing it now. Go.
Wow, that's stressful, man.
Yeah. So when he put that on my head, I was like, hello, wait lah. I need to go and look. So I think it is also a motivation to me, in a sense that I don't get a bit relaxed in my comfort zone and like, okay, I'll do it next week, and then it never happens. So I think everything plays a small role in my life, but this is the main motivation lah. I always envy women. It's not to say that women has to be ahead of men or what, no such thing like that. It's just that I feel that equality is very important, and for whatever reason, financial independence is very important for women. I would say that. Yeah.
Golden words from Thiles. We should actually write quotes for Thiles.
She has a lot of
Yeah,
words.
yes, yes. And another thing, yes, for each and every child in this world, her mother and father is their best
Yes.
role model. And for the daughter, the mother is always the role model because she sets the benchmark on what is
Yes.
acceptable and what is not acceptable. So if you have laid the wrong benchmark, and then you cannot go and blame them later on. So I
Yeah.
think it's very, very important to be a good role model. Right. So right, this would be my favorite question. If your entire life was a movie, what title would it best fit?
Best fit. I will only give one lah. Challenge.
Wow.
Because I feel that I'm constantly put into some being in a family that is very, very close tight, right? You're always emotionally attacked. Whenever I have something to go, then they say, oh, you have to come for my function. There I get attacked there. And then so it's like constantly you have challenges around you, and you have to actually, in order for me to achieve what I want to do, I need to negotiate with everything, and then find a solution for everything. Sometimes I have no choice. I have to say no, but sometimes I have to amend and also go and satisfy everybody. So I think it's like, for me, it's like a daily there is a challenge. And when I see my taxpayers, it's also a challenge. It's like their profit will be high, then they say, I want to pay less tax. So that is a bigger challenge.
It's like a different version of
Challenges.
I don't want to mention that. Right. I think
Exactly.
it's just another entire movie with that kind of challenges that you're facing.
Exactly.
Okay, cool. The last question for you is what is the craziest thing that you have done in your life?
Craziest thing. Craziest thing.
Like
I
really naughty ones.
can't really remember. The craziest thing I've done is can't remember lah. Maybe if I'm stressed, I'll just scream. Normally, when I'm stressed, I'll just scream and run out and go.
Scream.
Scream and run out. Where do you
I'll
run
just
to?
scream. I'll run. I'll run straight to the car park.
Okay, that's scary.
That's the only thing that I've done so far. The craziest thing that I can ever think about lah.
Okay, something happened to the internet just like that. See,
Yeah.
even I also couldn't believe the craziness that you have done.
That's the craziest thing that just happened. Right. Okay, cool. Right. So she has answered all the questions, and I think you've shared a lot of, very, very insightful, very wisdom words to our fellow entrepreneurs who are watching it right now. Is there any last words that you want to tell them? Oh, sorry, not last words. Last takeaway message that you want to tell them? Oh no.
I would just say, as what I said, I think if you want to do something, you need to know what you want to do. As a woman, I think you need to actually stop giving excuses and just do it. You just have to put your 100% focus and passion and just do, regardless of what's going to happen after that. That is something that you might not be able to control, but at least you have tried. So you have no regrets at the end of the day.
Even if you fail trying instead of not trying at all.
Yes, exactly.
Right. Great.
Thank you so much, Tilesh. This is like the most wonderful session that I had with you. I think you literally break down a lot of things and made a lot of sense, and there was lots of insights that you actually given. And you are a person who's very scared of going live. You were just talking to us for the past 50 minutes. Do you know that?
Yes, for the
So,
Exactly.
past 50 minutes. Yeah.
yeah, so you just need to do this. Remember this moment, you just need to duplicate it and you will definitely achieve what you want to achieve. And I'm so proud of you.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you
Okay.
so
What
much.
would you like to say something to her before we end today?
No, I think she have said it all. That whatever that I used to say, she resonated it very well. Like I always said, women needs to earn the 10 ringgit that she is going to spend for herself, for her meals, or at least to fund her dreams. So this is my campaign, basically. The hashtag 10 ringgit stay-at-home mom. Why stay-at-home mom is not because I am categorizing just the stay-at-home mom. It's because these are the categories that is not earning an income. All right. So I would encourage everyone to be financially independent, at least to earn an income for themselves. Right. That's basically about it. And I think like what you said, I would recap it again that yes, you need to try it out because without trying, you don't know why it worked and why it didn't work. Because why it didn't work is very very important as much as how if it worked, right?
Yes.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
exactly.
Great. So you have also, give insights on why bookkeeping is important, and I was one of them, lah. I don't like to keep all these receipts, and until Roslyn came in, know
Yeah,
what, you're going to keep this receipt right now. I said,
yeah.
okay,
It's not
fine.
easy.
So that is why she's the COO. Okay, so she looks after the operations and all that, and that is so important. It's so important because that is the heart of the how we operate, and profits means your business is growing. So I wish all the homepreneurs to take away a message from here and to contact you for your online virtual classes that you're having it at this time of MCO. So instead of not doing anything at this moment, let's take this phase to learn as much as we can, and maybe there are new things that's coming up that we can unlearn and relearn again. All right.
Yeah.
So, please also share with us your classes schedule that women can contact you. And of course, Rosie is also having a digital marketing class. I'll be having my DT and DMC class soon. So yes, please keep yourself abreast with all these wonderful classes that's brought forward by inspiring women here. Thank you very much.
Thank
Thank you.
you. Thank you. Thank you so
Thank
much.
you so much. So let's end with the Mom's Village post. Delish.
Oh, yeah, it's
Uh,
the mountain
yeah.
shows. All right, thank
Okay.
you so
Thank
much.
you very much. Thank you very
Thank
much. And
you.
for those who's watching, thank you so much for spending your 1 hour with us. Yeah, it's almost 1 hour. Wow. Thank you
Oh,
so much, guys. And I love
Yes,
you
so
all.
if you have any
Bye.
questions, please also put it at the comment section below. Tilis, could you also just revisit the comments later to answer questions
sure.
if there is anyone who's unable to, come online right now. All right. Thank you very much,
Yeah.
Tilis. Till we meet again. See you. Bye bye.
Bye bye.
Bye.
Take care. See you.